The 7 image panels of objects in the Planet X system we'll present in this program were chosen for a specific reason. The phases of Venus, which you can learn about on Wikipedia. This is because one of the simplistic debunkings we often encounter because we're observing objects close to the Sun is that they are dismissed out of hand as being the planet Venus. So rather than taking our word for it, we want you to understand the phases of Venus so you can judge this for yourself as you review these images with us. In all 7 of the image panels we're going to show you, Venus is to the far right of the Sun in relationship to the ecliptic, that green line you see dotted through the screen. However, the key point here is that according to Wikipedia, Venus only presents a full image when it is on the opposite side of the Sun. Therefore, as we present buoy images from September 29, 2014 to October 12, 2014, we will show you images where Venus is to the right of the Sun in relationship to the ecliptic, along with a close-up of each observed object, so you can determine for yourself whether that object has a full or partial face. With that, we begin in the Bay of Alaska. The first 2 images we will present are from station 46061 in the Bay of Alaska between the Montague and Hinchinbrook Islands. Our first observation is for September 29, 2014, and in the panel at the top of the screen we see 5 images. These panel images are usually taken about an hour apart, and the timestamp usually refers to the last image in the panel, with the time being noted in UTC. Here, our image of interest is second from the right. This object appears to the left of the Sun from the horizon, where Venus is much further over to the right of the Sun. However, when you look at this object in the lower left-hand panel, it clearly shows a full face. Next is an image captured on September 30, 2014, and it is in the center of the panel. Here, Venus is a good distance from the Sun, although both objects are to the right of the Sun from the horizon. Yet once again, we clearly see an object with a full face. Next, we're going to show you a series of 5 images, captured from the National Data Buoy Center Station 42040, located 64 nautical miles south of Dauphin Island, Alabama, in the Gulf of Mexico. Our first image from this buoy is on October 4, 2014, and it is the first image to the left. Here we see Venus is closer to the Sun, yet the object captured in this panel displays a full face. Next is October 5, 2014, the following day. Here we see a well-defined full face on the object. Our next Gulf of Mexico observation is on October 6, 2014, and once again we see an object with a full face. Our 6th image panel was acquired on October 8, 2014, and while a passing cloud interferes with the image, the distance between Venus and the Sun is considerable. Our last panel was taken on October 12, 2014, and even though this object is very close to the Sun, it still exhibits a very clear and distinguished full face. After completing our examination of the 7 panels, we decided to ask the guides about these images with the help of Adriana, the professional psychic who performed our technical readings, which are presented in the first section of Being in It for the Species. What we learned from the guides surprised us. According to the guides, these 7 panels contain images of Arbota, Helion, and Nibiru. So now we will show you which of the panels revealed which objects, beginning with the planet Arbota. According to the guides, Arbota was first observed from the Gulf of Alaska on September 30, 2014. The second time it was observed was from the Gulf of Mexico on October 12, 2014. As you can see, these 2 observations are of an object above the Sun at the 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock positions. We asked the guides for an explanation, and what they told us is that there was a span of nearly 2 weeks between these observations, and since our Boda has the shortest orbital duration of the 3 Planet X system planets, this was just normal for its orbit. Next was Helion, which according to the guides was first observed in the Gulf of Alaska on September 29, 2014, and then once again from the Gulf of Mexico on October 5, 2014. We found these observations of our Boda and Helion to be most impressive because they were captured from different buoys thousands of miles apart. However, what comes next puts a whole new spin on the word interesting. According to the guides, the planet Nibiru was first observed from the Gulf of Mexico on October 4, 2014, then again by the same buoy on October 6, 2014, and yet once again from the same buoy on October 8th. Now that you've seen these images, you might be doing what many Americans do when they look at a picture of a UFO. They just say, "I can't believe my eyes." If so, keep the following in mind. When the time comes that everyone can see these objects with their own eyes, regardless of the chemtrail aerosols, the fear that will clutch at the throats of many will not be because of what they see in the sky. Rather, it will be the realization that they are not prepared for what they see in the sky. And being prepared is really what it's all about when you consider what happens during the first 3 Planet X events.